Hey. So I'm not really sure how to approach this movie because I'm unclear on what it was really about. Like, no one aspect of it felt developed enough to make the film come together as a whole or to make any real sense at all. And that's because it feels incredibly rushed in its attempt to tell a story that tries to both generate hype for the upcoming Justice League movie through an introduction of multiple characters from the DC universe, and deliver an action-packed epic that centers on what's been touted as the comic book battle of the century. It seems like Zack Snyder, the director, is trying to make so many different movies, and his inability to choose which one he'd rather make results in the film feeling incoherent and really messy. I'll expand, please. Let's start with a burgeoning hatred Batman shares for Superman. Nothing about his resentment towards Superman is really explained beyond the idea that Batman is merely startled by Superman having the ability to destroy the world, an idea conveyed through a series of dream sequences that grow increasingly tiresome and repetitive. Now, those sequences are beautifully shot, but they don't serve as a sufficient justification for Batman's wanting to kill Superman. They just end up making Batman look like a brooding big baby. And an annoying one at that. And so when the actual battle between the two of them comes into play, it feels so forced and dissatisfying because there's no real reason for it. When they fought, I thought to myself, everything looks really nice, everything's all well choreographed and pretty, but it feels empty. And once everything between the two of them is resolved, it almost completely negates everything that came prior to it. The reason why they chose to stop fighting is just so stupid that it makes Batman's reasons for wanting to fight Superman in the first place even more stupid. Had the film maybe been a little more self-aware and not taking itself so seriously, and remember that it was a comic book movie, one in which characters drink urine, by the way, that's for real, then maybe it wouldn't have been such an issue. But the vibe the film gave off was that it was this big, important cinematic event, and it really wasn't. It was ultimately just another messy comic book movie. The parts when it seemed like it was going in a more fun direction were those that focused more on Lex Luthor as a character, who was played by Jesse Eisenberg. Now, there are moments in the film where he feels really annoying and in your face, but then there were others where he's just so fascinatingly weird and out of character for the kind of movie that this is. A dark and serious superhero flick. But the issue again is that Snyder's inability to develop any one aspect of the movie to a significant extent makes Eisenberg's moments in the movie feel more random and tossed in for the sake of throwing in another character from the DC universe than anything else. Same goes for Wonder Woman, the Joker, even though he's only briefly referenced, etc. You know what I mean. Everyone seems like they're giving it their all, especially performance-wise. Ben Affleck does what he can, and so does Henry Cavill, or Cavill, I don't really know. Amy Adams felt completely wasted, though, I thought. Everything is nicely shot, some parts are really cool, but it's just so... I wish there was more of a structure to this to make all the cool parts make sense and not like a visual effects exercise. I don't really know what else to say. I'm just gonna give it my rating of a 2.5 out of 5 stars and fight some more crime. Alright, take care. Take care, everybody.
Come fly with me, let's fly away.